Well, guys, I miss old Sony. The PlayStation 1 and 2 was the best gaming years of my life in the PlayStation era. And we have definitely missed a lot during the PlayStation 3, 4, and 5 years. Sony is not the same. The passion that they had for the platform is gone. All that's left is greed and suffering. The PlayStation 1 and 2 was all about innovation, all about the games, all about the consoles. The PlayStation 1 and 2 was the best era I have ever had. I've even was hoping that one day I could play my PlayStation 1 and 2 games in HD. I got a PlayStation 3, only had PlayStation 1 compatibility and had green screen, so that didn't pan out. I waited for the PlayStation 4 to have compatibility. That didn't turn out. PlayStation 5, maybe we could have compatibility, but they don't care about old games. They're just saying they're old games, so they never did compatibility. Just all these generations, I have been waiting to play my PlayStation 1 and 2 games in HD. And PlayStation does not care about these old games. I am getting tired of this Sony. They are cheap and priceless. They're not for the games and innovation anymore. It just feels like they're greedy. And not in a good way either. Like, they are pushing for maximum profit and just being greedy as hell. I mean, Sony, what are you doing? You have so many loyal PlayStation fans, and all you can do is treat them like crap. You know, this is kind of how I've been feeling the past at least 3 generations, PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. There's a reason why I never switched to the original PlayStation 3, 4, 5, because ever since the PlayStation 3, Sony has lost their roots. The Sony that we knew in the PlayStation 1 and 2 days are gone. And that's why I never switched to a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 5. There was even at one point I was hoping that Sony would do compatibility of the PlayStation 1 too. I had most of my games on the PlayStation so I could play them in HD. But since that never happened, some games I decided to switch on Xbox, and since I have full compatibility with Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Series X, I mostly switched some of my PlayStation 1 and 2 games to Xbox because they have compatibility on their old games. And that's something that I've been wanting for Sony in years, and unfortunately they just don't care. I wish I could play my PlayStation 1 and 2 games on newer consoles. What I wouldn't love to see and play my old games in HD. And there's one particular franchise I could ever dream of playing in HD. Namco Museum Volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Encore. I've had this dream for the longest time of playing Namco Museum Volumes 1 through 5 and Encore in HD. But unfortunately, that dream is pretty much crushed because of Sony. It sucks. It truly sucks. I've even tried like HDMI cords and stuff like that if that would help. but it just didn't have the same impact. The only way I'm going to be able to play these games in HD is to get compatibility, but I truly doubt that Sony will ever do this. I mean, with them being so greedy, having a lack of games, the PlayStation 5 Pro being so greedy and overpriced, and the mix of everything that's happened with the PlayStation 3 and 5 Pro, I just don't think Sony is going to ever do compatibility for PlayStation 1 2 games. This truly sucks. And I am a hardcore PlayStation 1 and 2 fan. If they would just do compatibility on the newer consoles, I would switch immediately and even keep my old consoles. I wouldn't mind buying a new console if they had compatibility, but at the end of the day, just Sony doesn't care. And that's why I'll never switch to another PlayStation console.